Howdy folks, Darren Ray Fallenso here talking about workers' compensation, or labor and industries as we call it here in the state of Washington. Today's topic is how our politicians don't want to seem to help us get the minimum federal oversight that my own Democrats told me we need. And so I'm contacting my local Democratic representatives to find out why it is they don't want to put the minimum federal standards on the table to stop a war on injured workers that the people on the top, Patty Murray, Tom Perez, Senator Bernie Sanders, and several other people have told us. We wrote a letter even to OSHA and the Department of Labor, and the OSHA and the Department of Labor have told us 33 states, Washington being one of them, are failing injured workers. We also have 400 injured farm workers in the state of Washington who got written up in the newspaper that they too say that Washington State L&I has harmed them more than it helped them. I too have a case that I was harmed. So was my father-in-law, who was Latino too, by the way. So that's why I'm trying to contact this legislator here, Lillian Ortiz, Representative Lillian Ortiz, because for one thing, she's been looking at my Facebook page here every day almost for like, at least the past year or so, good 6 months for sure. So she's slowly been educated, or somebody from her organization has been at least being educated. So now I'm wondering if she's been coming to my page to get educated by me, or just like the Our Revolution Bernie-crats coming to stop by to see if somebody has incarcerated me yet. So yeah, I want to talk to her. I want to talk to her why it is the federal government says we need some minimum federal oversight, yet our state lawmakers here in the state of Washington all tell us no, nothing is fine. And if it's a feud between the federal government and the state, then that feud is harming the injured workers. We're the ones suffering. So anyways, I'm going to try and see if I can get a hold of this lady. Seven nine seven two.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail box of Representative Lillian Ortiz-Self and her legislative assistant, Israel Rios. At the moment, we are not able to come to the phone. Please leave a message or go ahead and send an email to lillian.ortiz-self, that's LILLIAN-SELF@leg.wa.gov, and we'll get back to you soon. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yes, my name is Darren Ray Fallenso. You may have heard about me online. I know I see the representative is on my Facebook every day checking out what I'm doing, or checking up on me one way or the other. I was hoping that she was getting educated from what I was trying to teach her on my Facebook page, and that's why I'm calling. I know that she says she's for labor and for immigrants and for patients here in the state of Washington and for poor folks. And so I'm wondering why it is that she spoke at the Latino Legislative Day and did not, I believe, mention one word about the needed minimum federal oversight to stop a class war on not only the 400 injured farm workers in the state of Washington who are crying out for help, but all the injured workers across America. So I am wondering why it is Senator Ortiz-Self siding with Washington state work comp rates over the lives of America's injured workers that she doesn't want to step up and talk about the needed minimum federal oversight for, because she's a state lawmaker. I'm wondering if she's protecting state work comp rates at the risk of harming the lives of America's injured workers by not stepping up and telling us the truth and demanding the needed minimum federal oversight that Senator Sanders, Patty Murray, and some other people from the top of the liberal progressive left told us, and OSHA and the Department of Labor. The federal government has told us Washington state is failing injured workers. I want to know why Ortiz-Self is not stepping up and telling us the truth about how we are failing injured workers and why we need some minimum federal oversight, not just for Washington state, but to stop a class war in our brothers in the states of other states that aren't taking care of their injured workers, such as Alabama. where they get $35,000 for an amputated arm, and the next state over they get $750,000. I know she fights for inequality. I want to know why she's not trying to address this inequality, and why she only wants to cost shift us off to Medicare for all, where the injured workers would lose 2/3 of their grand bargain, that being time loss and vocational services we would still have to fend for from the insurers that you all are trying to shed. The same insurers you are all trying to shed through Medicare for all, you're telling injured workers to leaving us behind to fend with to get our vocational and time loss. And so therefore you are leaving injured workers behind, and I want to know why she is failing the injured workers of America and immigrants at this time in the state of Washington and across America by not stepping up with some minimum federal oversight to stop class war from being waged upon us. It doesn't matter. Washington State, L&I, and the state work comp systems across America are equal opportunity oppressors. They do not care who they harm or oppress. So yes, please have her call Darren Fonso or look me up online. We're on Facebook Friends or something on. She comes by our Broken State Work Comp page. Have her stop by and take a look. I want to know why my healthcare professionals, Claudia Alegre from CMAR, who's also part of this Latino Civic Alliance, and this other gentleman, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but anyways, I want to know why her and my healthcare providers are all part of the same group and the same outfit, but yet none of you can talk about the truth about 400 injured farm workers screaming out for help, besides me, Darren Fonso, and my father-in-law, who was Latino, being worked to death by Walmart, the state of Washington, and private insurer Sedgwick. So I'm sorry. The federal government has said we need some minimum federal oversight here. And if our state lawmakers can't get honest about that, then they are the ones failing the injured workers of America. And every suicide across this nation, she owns at this point. So anyways, thank you. That's all I'm going to say. Every injured worker that's committed suicide or done heinous acts, this lady Ortiz owns, because she won't step up and tell the truth that I've been telling her, and Senator Sanders and Patty Murray has told us for 3 years now, that we need some minimum federal oversight to stop the oppression that is being done on injured workers through state med, tort, and work comp laws. So thank you and have a good day. And yeah, do get back in touch with us, and please do start fighting for our minimum federal oversight and for our grand bargain, and stop leaving it and us injured workers behind. Have a good day.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Please try again. To send your message, press 1. To send as urgent, press 2. To record your message. Sorry, I didn't get that. Please try again. Thanks for calling our unified communication system. Please dial the extension of the person you want to speak with. For the company directory, press star, or for assistance, stay on the line.
Well, that didn't go too well, did it?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Please try again. Thanks for calling our unified communication system. Please dial the extension of the person you want to speak with. For the company directory, press star, or for assistance, stay on the line.
Well, it looks like I'm not going to get assistance or anything on this call, so I'm going to hope that it went through. And if it didn't go through, Miss...
Right, I didn't get that. Please try again.
I'm done with them. We'll try it again later. If not, though, my representative, Lillian Ortiz, she's perusing this Facebook page here and this Our Broken Workers Comp page, or has been every other couple of days now for at least the last couple of months here. Hopefully when she peruses through today, she will take time to listen to what I had to say here, just in case that phone call message didn't go through. And I will try to get a hold of her again at another time, and I will, of course, record it, because these people in my community that all act like they're for poor folks, all for patients, like to lie to law enforcement about what somebody has to say, so that they come out and say they're harmful and they're mean and they're trying to incite violence, because they speak truths and they're honest and are confronting them with being dishonest with us, and therefore they want to cry, oh, I'm inciting violence. No, I'm inciting the truth, and I am trying to call out people like Representative Lillian Ortiz here from Washington State to get honest, but not just immigrants, but all the injured workers of America. Besides the fact that 400 injured immigrant farm workers in our state are crying for your help, and the fact that I have thoroughly educated you and the local Democrats in this community about a war that is being waged upon us at will and on sniffs and grins, that we the people are then forced, and of course the poor immigrants get the worst of it, because yeah. So for this Latino Community Alliance alliance or civic alliance, and for this Ortiz lady not to step up and help when she can speak at Latino Legislative Day, when she's friends with my healthcare providers at CMAR, and my mental health, behavioral health leader of that organization is Claudia Alegre, and she is part of on the board of Latino Civic Alliance, for which so is Senator Ortiz here, or at least she's invited to speak at their meetings. This is the whole block here, at least from the Latino side, that doesn't want the truth to get through about a war on injured workers and the needed minimum federal oversight, even though you can trace back, like in the state of California, 50% of the on-the-job fatalities are of Latino descent. So this affects that community even more so than it does the rest of us. So when their voices of labor and supposed to be for the poor and the immigrants can't stand up and speak up and tell us the truth about the need for minimal oversight, when they have a Latino Legislative Day and they have a worker comp attorney come and speak and talk for 10 minutes about how not to fear reporting your injuries, but doesn't tell them the truth that probably if you do report them, you're going to be put through hell. No. This issue needs to, and then at that same meeting, my healthcare providers that have been feeding me through medications here for the last 2 fucking years, trying to keep me be quiet, trying to say, we want you to get your voice heard, but you got to do it in this way and that way and this nice way. But yet here Claudia Alger is in bed with Lillian Ortiz-Self and this other guy from the Latino Civic Alliance, God, what is his name? He's always, all the time I see him, I can't remember, Gabriel Munoz, there he is. He's another board member of this Latino Civic Alliance. This is just another Democratic bloc. They're just another one that is doing it to me, many. And people are following me and seeing me try to get help from the Justice Democrats Disabilities Caucus, who, no, they don't want our issue on their table either. No, this is a complete failure of the Democrats. You can't say it's the other side, which it is. But when the side that's supposed to step up and warn us about us and help us fight against it is in bed with the other side, then something's wrong here. This is a top versus a bottom, and apparently Lillian Ortiz and the Latino Civic Alliance wants to represent the business community in the top while not representing the men and the women who are screaming out for their help from the bottom. 400 fucking injured farm workers besides myself, Lillian Ortiz, have begged for your help, and all you can do is do a dog and pony show to say, gee, don't fear to report your injuries, and not talk about the minimum federal oversight or the 400 injured workers that said even when we do report them, they don't help us. This is a facade. And when you put a business facade and you think you can sit here and just fucking lie to us, that needs to stop, Miss Lillian Ortiz, this Claudia Allegra from my healthcare team that's supposed to, at one point, I think she had one of her therapists tell me, oh, just get over it and just go get yourself a job. No. The judges went through, heard all the evidence, and my therapists need to be working for me, not against me. And CMAR, when you know a patient's been harmed and abused, you need to be reporting that to Lillian Ortiz-Self, so she therefore then portrays it out, reports it to the rest of us, and Lillian Ortiz-Self fails to report harm to humans for profit so that the state can make bank off intently injuring injured workers they are supposed to be taken care of, then there is something wrong with that. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Lillian Ortiz-Self has failed the Injured Workers of America. It's the fake front liberal groups that are supposed to be up there helping us that all pretend to be for the poor, and they want a picture with the poor folks, but when it comes time to tell the truth about a war that has waged on my family generationally, and Miss Ortiz is supposed to be some kind of mental health specialist of some kind and was a school counselor for my kids. That's why this is so appalling to me, that I could go through hell through 7 years, prove my cases to 2 judges, some of their services, mental health services, prove that. And like I say, we told a state work comp judge and we told a federal SSDI judge the truth, but when we want to tell Lillian Ortiz-Self the truth, nobody wants to tell the truth. I'm calling foul. The Democratic Party in Washington State is intently harming the injured workers of America. Any fucking suicide or ill postal type event that events or erupts out of the root cause of injured workers and injured workers being felled and injustice not being taken care of, then that can be traced right back to the Democrats at this point, because they are intently choosing to wage a war on injured workers rather than tell the goddamn truth. Thank you, Lillian Ortiz. All the fucking injured workers who've committed suicide across this country, their families over the last 3 years want to thank you, Lillian Ortiz, for your generosity and your humanity, ma'am. You've got your nerve. You people, someone needs to educate you, and that's what I am here to do, Lillian Ortiz-Self, and I'm the nice guy. You're kind of a mean woman, though, when you know your humans are being harmed and you don't do shit to do something about it.